Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be taking a look at some recent Blu Ray pickups that I've acquired. Some of these are new releases, some of these are bargain bin discs that I have found, and there is even an out of print one that I found. So let's get started. The first one is Denzel Washington and Mark Wahlberg in Two Guns. I've actually not seen this one, but I've heard it's a good action movie, and I like a good action movie. And Denzel and Mark are really cool. I like them as actors, and I wanted to watch it. And this was the bargain bin one. This is one of the bargain bin ones, so it was cheap. The price was right, and I had to bite. So that's the first one. This next one is a surprise. This one is a movie from the 1970s called The Fury. Now, this is a Twilight Time limited edition to 3,000 copies. I found this in a used video game store of all places. They had some Blu-rays and DVDs there, as well as various retro games and consoles. And I found this. I'm not sure if they knew what they had because I got it pretty cheap. It didn't cost a whole lot. And when I got home, I looked online, and boy, people are asking stupid prices for it. So, yay, I got something cool that I didn't expect. So, yeah, I jumped on this one. If you like uh, Kirk Douglas, he's in this. It's about a couple young people that have telekinetic abilities. And if you like a movie like David Cronenberg's Scanners, you'll like this, because this is very much like Scanners. Or I should say, Scanners is very much like The Fury, because The Fury came first. So, glad to get a copy of that. Next one I got is another Mark Wahlberg title. This is Max Payne. Also got it very cheap at the same used video game store. I've not seen this. I know it's based on a video game, but I like action movies, like I said, and I like Mark. And for $4, I figured, you know what, I can't beat this. I'm gonna pick this up for $4. Uh, it's got to be worth a watch at least once. So there's that one. Next one I got is another bargain bin one. This is Gravity. I've seen this movie. It's kind of an artsy science fiction movie. It stars Sandra Bullock and George Clooney, but George Clooney honestly is not in this a whole lot. It's really a Sandra Bullock movie. It's more of a disaster movie in space that affects some astronauts, and Sandra in particular, as she's desperately tries to find a way to get back home. I won't spoil it for anyone that's not seen it, but special effects wise, they did a really good job. It's I liked it. I'm not sure that a lot of people did. I don't know if it did that well at the box office, but I enjoyed it, and for a cheap price, yeah, I'll pick that up. Next one is DOA, Dead or Alive, another video game movie. I've seen this before too, and I thought I'd pick this up because I remember playing DOA, Dead or Alive, several years ago, many years ago, in fact. And it's a dumb movie. It really is. But it's kind of cool too because you've got knockout beautiful women and some cool martial arts. What's not to love, right? So there's that. This one is a Kino Lorber title. DOA, starring Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan. This is a classic movie from the 80s. It's an interesting film because basically Dennis Quaid's character is dead at the beginning of the movie. He's been killed. He's been poisoned, actually, and he's going to die. He knows it, and they don't hide up front that this character is dead, that by the end of the movie he will be dead, and he's got to figure out who's murdered him. So it's an interesting movie because we don't have a lot of movies where the main character dies and they've got to put together the pieces of how he died. And this is a classic. So if you like 80s movies, you like mystery movies, this is a good one. Kino Lorber classic. I like Kino Lorber titles, so this was a definite pickup. Next, another bargain bin, cheap pickup. This is War Games, classic 80s movie. If you've watched the Marvel Universe Captain America movie, I think it was it Civil War? I'm not sure. It was one of them, and he and the Black Widow were in an old shield facility and with some old computers, and Black Widow tells him, "Do you want to play a game?" And he doesn't know what she meant, and she's like, "Ah, it's just a joke." Well, that line comes from this movie. It's very archaic and antiquated now. You're dealing with a kid who is somehow able to hack into a national defense computer using a phone modem. It's patently ridiculous, and quite frankly, it was ridiculous back then too. But it's actually a fun film. I watched it when it first came out. I was a youth at the time, and I still enjoy it, even though it's silly. But it's interesting now to see how far we've come with computer technology. We've come so far, and seeing all the old antiquated computers it's quite interesting. So that was a nice pickup. Next one, another 80s classic, cheap pickup, The Lost Boys. If you like vampire movies, this is a good one. This is not your sparkly Twilight vampire romance. This is fun, humorous, action-packed 80s vampires. They've made a couple more since this one came out, but I think those went straight to video. I've not seen them. I've heard they're not very good, so I don't really have much of an interest in them. If any of you have seen them, let me know if I should. I just passed on them because I really like this one. This is the original. This is a theatrical release, and I saw this in the theater when it was released in the 80s as well. So lots of fun. Got to get that. Here's a new release. This is Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. This just came out here, I think, was it last week? But I've just got a copy of it, and I have not seen it yet. I've heard it's good. It is rated R, so it's not for the kids. And honestly, I appreciate that. It's nice to see that DC is making an animated movie that's aimed squarely at the adults, not the kids. They're aiming for an adult audience who wants to see their superheroes, but in an adult context, not a kiddie cartoon. So I'm happy with that. I like that. I'm looking forward to watching it, and I'll be watching it soon. Here's another new release. This is a new release, but it's a new release of a very old movie. This movie is Danger Diabolic. It came out in the 60s. It's I believe it was an Italian comic strip, and the main character is actually not a hero. The main character is a supervillain, and it's all about his supervillain capers and how he outwits the police, and it's just a lot of fun. I watched it many years ago on DVD, and that DVD is long out of print, difficult to find, probably expensive if you were to find it. I wouldn't even bother. I'm surprised that this has been released because it is such an obscure title. There he is with his supervillain costume on. Thanks to the good folks at Shout Factory for putting this out. He's even got a supervillain lair that he goes to, and he's got a gorgeous girlfriend. I'm not sure who the actress is. I think she's Italian, but she is absolutely stunning, a knockout. I'm surprised she didn't get any other roles in Hollywood. Maybe this. I don't think this was a Hollywood film. I think it was Italian. But anyway, if you like comic book movies, superhero movies, you'll actually like this, but just remember this is told from the perspective of a supervillain, not a superhero. So Danger Diabolic, give it a shot. Last but not least is Colors. This is another classic movies from the 80s. I also remember watching this back in the day. Good police drama dealing with the gang problems that were really happening in Los Angeles during the 80s. For some reason, I had a hard time getting this. I did find it on Barnes & Noble. That's where I ended up getting it from. And I don't usually get a lot of stuff from Barnes & Noble because they're a little expensive. But they had a copy. Maybe other places have a copy now. I think Shout Factory is out of these. So if you want a copy, try Barnes & Noble. Amazon, I think, was out at the time. They may have got some more, I'm not sure. But I would say get a copy of this while you can, because I don't think Shout Factory is making them anymore. So I imagine that the stores, the retailers, the online retailers that have them, once they run out, that's probably it. So just word to the wise. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Appreciate you letting me share with you my recent pickups, and I'll see you soon. Bye.